God damn, it's so loud. Let's see what we're gonna do today. Burrow, tunnel vision. We've made the mechanic, dig ability, same thing. Dig tile map. We've also made. Yeah, all of these we've made. Although we've called them something else. Update force dash, multiple. We're not gonna do today. All right, 4/5, 23. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So, what I want to do today is we want to add some more states to the Twilight state. So, here, let me do this. You want to say enter bounce state if not strong enough. Basically, if not dash, maybe I should just say that. If not dashing through. What else? Here, let's run it. See what we can. We want to add sounds too, but I might add sounds a little later. Oh, also, oh my god, these sounds are so loud. Yeah, we'll maybe add sounds today. It's the least of my priority, but at the same time, it is nice to have in the game. Yeah, we do. I think I want to make this mechanic only work where you can only dash through the edges rather than being able to just like dash wherever inside. So let's fix that. What else? What else? Yeah, I guess we'll just do that for now, and say add sounds. I do want to clean up some of the player code, but yeah, if we finish this and maybe if we make some like levels with this, then we'll work on cleaning up the code a bit. So let's go into our player. So I'm trying to think. We have an area 2D saying enter the hitbox, but I think what we're going to do is, depending on what state we're in, we'll enter the bounce state instead. And I do need to figure out how we're going to grab like the bounce direction. It would be a lot easier if we cleaned up the player. Maybe we should do that today instead. Because I don't think... Here, let me see. Change state, bounce. Let me see. On enter state for our bounce. Because we'd have to grab the player's relative position to their collision, which would be a lot easier if if we created separate nodes for each of these states. Another approach would be, let me think. If enter bounce direction. Bounce direction is equal to, how would we get this to work? Area 2D. Let me see if there's anything on area 2Ds. Monitor roll, get overlapping areas. See if there's anything for certain collision points. Gravity point. Alright, so there's another thing that we can do, and we do have raycasts in the game, and so what we could theoretically do is, I'll have to think about this. Because we could actually set, instead of having these as area 2Ds, we could have them as collision shapes, and what would happen is the player can collide with it, and then if they dash through, then we'd remove the collision shape. The only thing is that our raycasts kind of worked like we'd need a different approach for putting the player in the twilight state. Oh man. Yeah. Another thing we could do is, yeah, if we have our raycasts in the game, let me see something. Wait, here, let me just write everything down, like what our options are. So we could get our bounce direction from the player's last input. That's one way, but the thing is, if they're pressing vector 2.left, that wouldn't work. Like if they were pressing up and they were hitting the platform on the left, we'd want them to hit the bounce on the right, so that wouldn't work. So we'd want to use raycast. Getting bounce direction via raycasts. What's another way? Is there any way to grab it from these objects themselves? I don't think so, because it's all just one raycast. It's all just one area 2D. So this is 1 and this is 2, but it's all under one area. So I don't think so. Area 2Ds. Let me look at the area 2D again. Gravity point. Yeah, it would be slightly easier if each little section had their own area, because then we could just grab the like relative position, like the position of the area 2D, and compare it to the player, and then that would help determine what it is. But here, it's a little different. So I think our only option is area 2Ds. I mean raycasts. Only thing is, our raycast doesn't currently use doesn't use areas. It only checks for bodies. And so I think if we're gonna do this, we have to like at least clean up some of our player code. So we might do that for today. All right. Alright, so ideally it would have been nice if I could put each one of our states into like a node, but that might be way too much work because like we tried that in our newer version of the player. So like, we can go into player.tscn, tscn. Yeah, how's it going, Juho? So yeah, this is what we had in the past, and it works really nice, like for transitioning between states, and like it's very clear, organized, and everything like that. This version, like the oldest version of the player, it's pretty complicated. It has like a lot of like all of the transitions are accounted for, but like adding new states just makes the code more and more, you know, spaghetti like. Whereas for this one, it would just be so neat. But I want to see if we could somehow make like a small hybrid between this one and this one, and one that wouldn't be too time consuming. Just had my pitch presentation today. Got third place. At least still won $200. Nice, congratulations! Oh yeah, that's awesome. What was the pitch? Like, what was the thing that you were selling, presenting? Okay, so yeah, we might add a states node here. I wonder how complicated it would be. We do need to cut these into their own little node here, or their own little branch here. So I'll do that first. Node 2D. And it's gonna mess with a lot of our code right now. But we've backed everything up, so hopefully it's fine. Actually, wait. Since we're doing this, oh my god, whoops. Alright, give me 1 second. Make a player 15. Or do we? I think we already have a player 15. Let's make a player 16. I like to make new versions of the player in case I ever want to compare the versions. So let's do, like, in game, I want to compare them. Player 16, and let's go into it. And let me just copy all this code. Cut the script, add the script again, call it 16, paste it. Extension for a clothing brand for my country. The idea was that it lets you scan your body with the same fancy AI stuff. It creates a 3D model of your body that you can use. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you don't have to try out. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And like, how viable is that like technology to like actually make it work? Dream of every person that never goes outside. Well, the thing is, if you never go outside, why do you need clothes? Alright, let's throw this into here. Player 16. Okay. Yo, that's true. But I still think it'd be beneficial because, I mean, shopping would be so much easier. And if you could do it online, like, okay, wait, it would make shopping better, but it's also like, it also feeds into like consumerism. But like, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's not on. I'm kind of against consumerism, but like at the same time, you know, if you have the ability to make that type of technology, then you should definitely do it. Because yeah, people would just buy more, right? Like if they can easily, without having to try things on, they can just buy it. The project idea, Who Won is kind of funny. Their idea was an app that lets old people match and chat with each other. It's just Tinder, but to make friends. And for old people. I see. Well, I guess were your judges older people? Because then they fed into the bias, you know? Into the bias. Is this the same game? Yeah. I don't remember when you were here, so yeah. This is what it oh wait, we might clip through the wall at the moment. Or we just crash. Oh yeah, because we're working on the new raycast. So yeah, this is the same game. This is the mechanic that we're currently working on. Someone ping me. Did I post it here? Yeah. So yeah, this is the mechanic that I'm working on right now. There's no oh yeah, there's no sound and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to add more to this mechanic, but at the same time, like what I could do is add some like, you know, more edge cases to like already like all the spaghetti that we currently have, or I could fix some of it today, just to make transitioning into like other mechanics a little easier since we're going to stick to this code. So yeah, I'm going to fix some of it today. Not all of it, but enough for us to add the bounce mechanic. Yeah, by the end of today's stream, we'll have the bounce mechanic. So what I want to happen is if you don't dash into this object, you bounce off, similar to how you bounce off a spring. Won't be able to watch, just saying hi. Anyways, the holiday is going all right. Good luck on Marathon Jam. Peace. Thank you. I'll see you, Octobits. Have fun on your holiday. Yes, all those boomers are biased. Everyone's biased. Alright, so, yeah, is colliding, left floor check. All of these raycasts now we have to remove, and we have to replace with raycasts. And I think what we'll do, I wonder if I should create variables for this, or... Well, yeah, we should create variables for this, because when you do, like, $ something here, what's happening is, it's like... iterating through your player and checking for this variable. So ideally what we should do is like, you know, create these variables from the start, save it in whatever, the RAM, however Godot does that, and call it there. So I'm thinking we have so many raycasts. I wonder if it makes sense to even split these. So like we have ceilings, we have left, like these could be the side raycasts, and then let me see. Left wall raycast 2. Oh, we don't. Oh, we do have 2 raycasts here. Oh, another thing I've noticed is that, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but the scale of all of our raycasts here are very, they're incorrect. And I don't think it'll mess with us, but I do want to try it out. So before we do this, I'm going to move this back up here. And I'm going to set the scale of everything here back to 1. And I do need to make sure that our ruler here is, okay, 2 pixels on the sides there. And this is, seems like it's a negative pixel. I'll have to figure out what to do there. Also, maybe even having raycasts aren't necessary there. I'm not sure. since we're using Snap. Originally, when I had these raycast, it was because we weren't using Snap, and making platforms fall, or like grabbing the velocity of a platform when we jumped off wasn't working as well as I'd like. But yeah, we're much more familiar with Godot now. CSLR, how's it going, man? Hello, yes, I'm here. Welcome. Here, let me... So you can see here, scale is 0.25 and 0.15. That shouldn't really matter. I mean, actually, for the ceiling, let me see. What's the size of this one? 3 pixels. Okay, let's remember that. 3, 2, 0.1 or whatever this is. So let's set everything here to 1. And then we're gonna grab everything. Well, actually, let's see. Everything except for the ceiling. And where's our middle one? Left wall, left wall. Oh, I think we have everything. Okay. Yeah, just these. So currently they're cast to 24. We want to cast them to, what is this, 6? Well, the right ones, here, okay. Let me bring this one over here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We want these to be at, what, 8? Let me just make sure. No, we want this at 6. Okay. And these will be at -6. And I guess just to be more organized, I wonder. Yeah, we could. I think we could throw all of these on the left side, or we could even split them up. Like we can have left wall raycast. We could do like a raycast parent node, and then left wall, and then right wall, and then floor. Or we could just do all walls, then floor, and then ceiling. Tired, bored, and mad at the same time. Playing DCS because nothing brings me joy. I kind of felt that. I was playing a lot of... recently, I was playing a lot of Civ 6. It was very, 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 very addicting. And, like, I didn't want to do anything else. I had to purposefully uninstall it. And I'm fine now, actually. I don't want to play it anymore. But then right after that, I just went on to the next game. And the next game I played was Crusader Kings 3, which was also pretty decent, but what was nice was that I went to, in my opinion, I went to a worse game. Like I transitioned from Civ 5 to a worse simulation game, and then yeah, I played it for a bit, but I got bored of it really quick, and then my addiction went away. Is this how recasts are set up? Are you saying raycasts? Also, I saw that Juho, you said, am I a fan of shooters? And it says it on the stream, but it doesn't say it in my OBS for some reason. But yeah, I do like shooters. I do play a decent amount of Valorant. Well, with my friends. I like playing shooters with my friends. I don't really play them alone nearly as much. But yeah, with my friends I do. Like Valorant is a lot of fun. I do play a decent amount of lately I played a decent amount of Overwatch. But yeah. I've popped in a few times, but just lurked. I appreciate you streaming. Helps me focus on my own stuff. Thank you, man. Glad you enjoy this. I'm glad you enjoy the stream. So, is this how raycasts are set up? I mean, there's no one, like, you know, one size fits all for raycasts. This is how I do it. So, well, this is how I originally did it. We're gonna update it a bit to look more like this. So if we look at my player here, what I do is I put it into a raycast node, and I put it into its own scene as well. You could do it any way you want, but it's just gonna help me with adding a script because I have so much code in my player that I'd like to reduce it and put it into sub nodes of the player. So yeah, we're gonna have a raycast node here, and then we're gonna throw all of these different raycasts into this node 2D. Let me make sure I'm doing this in the right scene. Okay, yeah, let's close player 14. But your PC will probably enjoy running it as much as mine. Yeah, simulation games tend to be crazy. I mean, yeah, like playing Crusader Kings. I love like the simulation aspect of it, like letting things run on their own. And one thing I really enjoyed was like I would create my dynasty and then I would just let it run, like overnight. I would just let it run to see what happens. I'm an infrastructure guy really, but I'm playing with a VR interface, Godot, to visualize and interact with live Kubernetes clusters. What is that? Yeah, just because I stream game dev doesn't mean I know everything. Open source container orchestration system for automating software deployment. Anything, I'm pretty smooth brain actually. What about RPG games? So I hope, Juha, I hope I don't miss some of your messages. Like sometimes I do see them on OBS, but sometimes I don't, and then I have to look at the actual stream. Data center management, I see. RPG games, trying to think. I do like RPGs, but lately I haven't been playing much. Like I'd love to play, like, if I could erase my memory and play Skyrim again, I totally would. Dragon Age Origins, I loved Dragon Age Origins. That was like one of my all-time favorite RPGs. I love games where you could be like evil. Yeah. Like yeah, like when you can make moral decisions, it's so much fun. Yeah, being evil is fun. Yeah, because like you can't be evil in real life, so like the only place you can be evil is to these NPCs. It's kind of ironic that my name is NPC. But yeah, I like being evil. Well, actually, to be fair, I like doing both. Like I usually start out being evil. When I was younger, I played evil. Like I was always evil. Now I kind of just do like a guy. Like I usually play this guy who like does whatever he wants. So like I'll do some evil things. If I like someone, I'll be like, all right, I'll help you out or something like that. Nice NPC reference there, yeah. In real life, I'm an NPC. In video games, I'm the player. World Economic Forum VR sounds right up your street then. World... You can 100% be evil in real life. You just have a required quest of beating the cops. If you don't get the reference, don't go down that rabbit hole. It's better not to know. Yeah, I mean, I looked it up. I don't know. Sorry, I'm a little smooth brain. I try not to be evil though. I think it's good to be. I think it's beneficial to society, right? For us to be good people. Okay, let me see. What do I want to do here? So yeah, we'll split these up into. We'll do something similar to how we have it here, where we'll make it into its own scene. I think we'll keep the left and right wall raycasts as their own. Like it'll be their own section. We'll call them, the wall raycasts. And then we'll have the floor and ceiling be in another one. The only thing I'm concerned with is that, like, if we start checking for, like, sometimes when we do stuff like, we'll have to clean up this code a bit, because sometimes our ceiling raycast is checking for collisions, and then we also want to simultaneously check for the left and right wall raycasts. I'm actually curious. On our original player, I forgot how I handle. Oh, I think I handle it with is on ceiling or something like that. Let's see. So we do only have one raycast here. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. No, we're fine. But being evil once in a while will do the opposite. You're focused, stay that way. Thanks, man. Gonna play DCS, or CSLR. Hey, how's it going, Missy? What's you been up to? How's the game coming along? I saw your models, they look pretty good. The physical models, I mean. Also, on the topic of being evil, like I remember being like, I think that we were all like this. Like at a certain age, when you're young, I feel like, I don't know, it seems almost natural to be evil. At least where I grew up, where like everyone was kind of like an asshole. It seems, and I kind of feel bad about it. Like I remember being mean to kids and stuff, but I guess people were also mean to me. So it's like, you kind of just grow from, it's that nature versus nurture. But I think once you get older, you get, obviously more educated, you get humbled a bit, and you realize, oh, hey, wait, maybe being an asshole is not the right answer. Blocked today and yesterday, but we'll work on my game tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, when I first started the game jam, I wasn't feeling it actually. Up until that up until the moment the game jam started, I was like super motivated, and then the second it started, I just didn't feel it. It wasn't. Handful of shrooms and a keyboard is all I need. Yeah. I think I would say I agree with that. Although I don't think I can legally say anything on YouTube or Twitch about the topic. Okay. Dude, there's just so much work I have to do with this. Like, it's so intimidating. I think, like, keeping all these raycasts under one node might make my life slightly easier, because I don't think I'll ever have to worry about. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it under one node. Because if we start making multiple like little sections, then we have to have like the sub node communicate with the raycast node, and it's just gonna be annoying as hell. What we could do is we're gonna add a script to the raycast node similar to this one, But what we'll do is like, yeah, we'll have a func get next to wall, then we'll have another function called like ceiling or like fudge player or like, you know, is on ceiling, stuff like that. Everything that's in here, like here, let me see if we have it in our player. I think it's called like check ceiling. Yeah, check ceiling raycast. We could throw this into that raycast node and then yeah, we'll make our life a little easier. So let's make a script here. And I think for the moment, I'm going to actually save this as a scene. We'll put this. I'll put this in the player code. In the new player folder for the time being. And honestly, we should put our player 15 in here too. But I'll put it here. Ooh, raycast already exists. Let's call this raycasts 16 because this is player 16. Okay. That's pretty good. And I wonder if we should create the variables here or we should just iterate through like, you know, right wall, left wall. Decisions. Ceiling. We don't actually use this ceiling raycast anymore. Let me see. Which ones are these right here? Right floor, left floor, and middle floor. Grab these and just throw these down here. I developed one of the most popular DMT extraction guides, if want to talk elsewhere, but okay, let's get you Shadowband. Yeah, if you want to talk about psychedelics, send me a DM. I'm always interested in the topic. Yeah, it's funny your name is DM. Yeah, on Discord probably. I think there's a, you know, I think it's a link to my main Discord, but yeah, you can add me there and send a DM there. I remember first watching Death Note and my corny butt thought I was literally him and just started acting like a devious little devil man. But that wasn't true, of course. I'm not that guy. Are you sure you're not the guy? You're not that guy? Not decided which project to fully follow. The board game has a deadline end of this April to be overworked, but I want to continue with the Corando in the Wood game since I simply want to finish it, but once more, when it comes to programming, I suck and get blocked. Yeah, it's hard. Like, that's the main reason why I'm sticking to this project. Like, I could eat, like, there's so many projects I want to touch, like, the Safely Land on the Moon game I made in 3 days during one of our jams, and I would love to expand on that game. Like, I have so many ideas for that game. But to like, I've spent so much time on this game already, and I need to see it through. I feel like that's like the one thing that I've been told as like a game when I first started game dev is like, hey, finish your project, and like that's been ingrained into my brain for so long. I don't know if it's hurting me now, you know, because like, yeah, I've been working on this for 2 years and I don't know where, I don't see the deadline. Or like, you know, I don't see the deadline for like the greatest game or like, you know, what I want it to be. It's nowhere near where I want it to be. So yeah, who knows how long it's going to take, but I'm going to try to finish it. Yeah, that's the struggle when it comes to having multiple, you know, main projects. How's the game jam going? Pretty good, pretty good. We made the, you might have seen, I don't know if you were, I know you were here yesterday, so I don't know if you saw the new mechanic that we're working on. Here it is. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, what the hell? This looks so weird. So yeah, we're working on this mechanic, right? But like, I could make, like, we could update the mechanic the way it is, but I want to clean up some of our code first because our original plan was to refactor everything, but that would take too much time. So we're gonna do some light refactoring, fix like our raycasts, or just put them in a separate branch. That way, you know, it'll remove like 100 or so lines of code from our player. Not that that makes much of a difference, but it will make handling when to switch to a certain state a lot. It'll make switching to different states a lot easier. I hope, actually. I didn't think too deep into it, but it will definitely solve this problem, but I don't know if it'll solve future problems. We'll have to see. Do you have a sort of list of things the game needs to have? So I have a list of things I need to do. I don't know if I have a list of things the game needs to have. But yeah. I mean, I guess this would count. And yeah, actually we have multiple lists. This was our previous list. I'm also doing great. Can send some screenshot in your DC if that's okay. Yeah. Wherever you want to send it. You can send it on my DMs. You can send it on memory. You can send it on Soul Development, whichever one works best for you. I apologize if I missed anyone's messages, but I don't think I did. Okay. So what do we want to do in the script? We're just going to copy over a lot of... Actually, wait. We have the right, left, and... You know what? I am going to split them up a little bit. And it's not going to be... It's still all going to be under one script. It'll just make our life a little easier organizing each of these sides. And it's consistent. You know, we're grabbing all four sides of the player. So let's do this. We'll do... let's make 2 nodes, or 4 nodes. Node 2D, we'll make a right. Oops. Let's go into here, duplicate this, call this left, duplicate this, call this, I guess we should be consistent here, call this down, and call this up. Does it have a level select screen? And how many worlds do you plan on adding? So, at the moment there's no level select screen because there's only one demo that is allowed for the player to play. But yeah, there's supposed to be story progression in the game. So like, you know, if you beat the first level, you will have the option to go back to the first level. And, you know, second level, third level, etc., etc. How many worlds do I plan on adding? At the moment, like, the bare minimum is 3. Waiting on Python to support, for Python support via GDE extension. Oh, GD extension. Okay, let's grab these right walls. We'll put them in here. The left walls, we'll put them in here. Ceiling, we actually don't, I don't think I ever use this raycast right here. We'll throw it in there for funsies, but yeah, I don't think we ever use it. And these we'll throw in here, and we'll throw them like that. So it looks a lot more organized. And what we'll do is we'll have references to right, left, up, and down. So let's just say var right. Should we say right raycasts? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And we could say .get children. It'll be an array of raycasts, and then we can iterate through them, or we could just grab the node itself. I think we'll do that for now. On ready. Var right raycasts is equal to right. Left, up, down, left, up, and what is this? Down. Cool. And then what we'll do, I wonder, like we could either iterate through the children here, or because we could also say, I think we could say .get children, and then it would just be a raycast of each of these. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. Oops. So one world will probably be similar to the size of one level in Celeste, right? Yeah, that's the goal. Send some images to Memoria. Yeah, let me check that out. Oh, nice. This is the skill tree for the player. So is this like an RPG type of game or like roguelike type? This looks pretty cool. RPG slash like city builder sort of thing. Kind of like Civ. How is it building a UI? Up, down, left, right, that's a cheat code. Yeah. Up, down, if you guys ever played I remember this is like ingrained into my brain. R1, R2, L1, and then X, and then left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. It was like the San Andreas, or I think it was also in Vice City, like the code that you would press to heal yourself. And like get full armor again. Up, down, left, right, A, start. City builder slash horde slash boss survival game slash roguelike. Ooh. Fight against monster, get killed, and do the same stuff again and try another build. I see. Have you heard of what is it? Something about the Lamb God or something like that? Cult of the Lamb. I think that's what the game is called. Kind of reminds me of, I haven't seen the game much, but I remember seeing gameplay where it was like it's like a roguelike, but you also build. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's a good name. Oh, so you've played it. Konami Code. Oh, is that Clash of Clans? Alright. So what we need to do now is just grab all of our code from the player. So like, check wall. Check ceiling. What did we call it? Wall? Next to wall? Next to left wall, next to right wall. Yeah, so all of these, next to left wall, next to right wall, and next to wall. All of these, we're going to throw this into our raycasts node. Or, yeah, our wall raycasts. Which one is that? This. This. Oh, and this. So yeah, we want to throw all of this in here. There's going to be some bugs. Yeah, so we might actually want to rewrite this a bit. Let me see. Next to right wall, what is this? You know what's weird? Next to left wall has like all of this stuff in here, and then right wall has nothing. I checked for collisions on this one, but not on this one, or like the type of wall we were colliding with. This was, I guess I was testing out a mechanic. Let me see here. Match left middle wall dot get collider dot type. Yeah, we can remove this. Dot type is equal to TOMAP. Yeah, we can remove all of this. And that's all we need. Do I know what a CMS is? What's a CMS? Content management system? Oh, like for like web development? Like what's it called? Oh wait, no. What, am I thinking of something else? Yeah, like WordPress and stuff, right? Have you tried GPT much? Honestly, I just paste my code and ask to implement a function, and 90% of the time, it works. So would it work for GDScript? And what? Paste my code and ask it to implement a function, and 99% of the time it works. I've never, like, I haven't really tried ChatGPT much, besides asking it to, like, write content and stuff. Some basic web, yeah, so I did actually do some web dev stuff. I did a lot with making WordPress websites. I'll have to check it out then. Like, maybe I'm underestimating how good it is. So I've used it to write stuff. I haven't used it to actually, like, oh, what's going on here? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this. So yeah, I'll look into it. And every other language. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into it. Dude, all this AI stuff though is kind of scary. Like, low-key, even though it's a benefit to society, like, low-key I wish it didn't exist, because then, you know, all this knowledge that I already have kind of goes, it doesn't go to waste, but it's like the standard of, like, programming goes way up, and if you don't adapt, and, like, you know, people with lower skill in programming are obviously going to do, like, the gap between, like, how much time you spend in programming versus how good your product becomes is you know, a lot lower. But you can say that about having an engine to begin with. Like, back then people had to make their own engines, or, you know, program for different consoles, or, like, write in C++ for some crap like that. Like, you know, for every single console, like, that's ridiculous. So, yeah, it's all relative, I guess. Shit. the thing that I would have to, I feel like I would have to write it with, like, a new, like, entirely new project though. Like, to have it work with my current project, I think would be weird. Because I already have all the objects set up. I have, like, you know, the code implemented for the player, right? I wonder how good it is at, like, working with that. One-way platform. You know, isn't group one-way platform? I wonder if that's necessary. What I should have done with these raycasts is actually just made it so that the player... One-way platform. Yeah, well, we'll have to look into this. I think maybe for now we could ignore it, or, like, maybe we'll comment it out. If left wall... Okay, so here, let's just write a new script right here. We'll say... for raycast, check disk wall. So we'll say for raycast in right raycast. if raycast dot is colliding, return true, and return, return. So we do next to left wall, and we also say last wall on is vector2.left. I think what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna just say we're just gonna return true, and then we'll have the player handle whether or not it was next to a wall or not. Have you seen YouTube has made a new rewind? No, I have not. Okay, and this makes our life so much easier. Like, you know, instead of checking for every single case, we're just checking for every single child, or, you know, every single left wall. We're gonna do the same thing on the left side. We can comment, and then we also want to make sure we're returning false here. And that is it. Right? So we do have this last wall on and all this kind of here. I'm gonna paste this here in case we do need it. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our player handle you know, next to wall, all this kind of stuff. We want to make the raycast as simple as possible. So we want to do the same exact thing here, but on and this should be left raycast. Right raycast, if raycast dot is colliding, return true, and then otherwise return false. Let's comment out, or we could just erase all of this. And then when it comes to next to wall, we'll just say if next to left wall, return true, otherwise this, and return false. See how much easier that is? When it comes to next to left wall and last wall on, the only issue is that we used to do it in these functions, and now like the player doesn't really have access to, or well, let's see actually, because we could do this once the player enter. Like, let me see, because if next to left wall, maybe like, and this is what we did in our new version, is that we actually return vector2.left, and then it grabs this wall, whatever wall we're next to. That's one way to do it, but let me see. Let's look at our player really quick. Method next to wall. So if next to wall and can slide, and there's a lot of edge cases here, but change state into the slide state, and I just want to see what happens on our enter state. So we can either do this. What we're gonna do, like, you know, raycast dot next to wall. But I just want to see when we check for, what's it? Next to wall is equal to vector2.left. Let me see that. Next to wall. So in our jump state, if we're next to a wall, we say vector2 dot basically, yeah, if we're next to a wall, then we set last wall on here to vector2.right. So we actually don't need to worry about this. What we could do is just say raycast dot if raycast dot next to wall, or next to left wall, or raycast dot next to right wall. It gets a little complicated, or like, it's better if I just write it and not repeat myself. So let's do that. So we'll say if raycast, and we need a reference to this. So let's go back up here. God damn, there's so much code to clean up. Let's say on but I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. It's gonna take a hot minute, but it'll all be worth it at the end. So you want to say raycast next to wall, and there's gonna be a lot of that pretty soon. Have to leave now. It's late, and I have to stand up early tomorrow. Have a good stream. Thank you, man. And yeah, congratulations on the game. It looks pretty good. Send some more updates when you have the time. Also, what's in the new Rewind? I've never been to the, or like I've never been interested in YouTube Rewind. You know, I just realized we could have just done. I wonder how much next to walls we run, because we could have just replaced all of them. But we're already this far. Oh, what? Next to right wall. Okay, so for every next to right wall, next to wall, next to wall, next to wall. Just want to make sure I didn't write next to right wall anywhere. Okay, yeah, so for every time it says next to right wall, we want to do the same exact thing. I do want to make sure I didn't accidentally put raycasts in here. Okay. So yeah, we have these variables here, but I don't think I actually use them. Yeah, because it says I set them to false, but then they never actually get set to true, so let's get rid of that. What else? Next to right wall, map stuff. Yep. Oh, yep. So next to right wall. Next to right wall. So let's just do this. Raycast. Rake. Oh my god. Dot is colliding. What is this? On null. Okay. Next to, let me just see. Next to wall is equal to. So whenever we do next to wall, the thing is, this is the same name as the I mean, it actually doesn't matter anymore because raycast, like the function's running on raycast rather than on the player node. And so next to wall is equal to vector2.left, vector2.right. I want to see where we set these variables because yeah, these are all if next to wall, these are all if statements. Except on the zipline state. So, well, I feel like what I should have done was, like, when we do return, like, we could just say player dot, like, whichever one it is. So, like, player dot next to left wall is equal to true, or yeah, player next to wall is equal to vector2 dot left or vector2 dot right. We could do that. I also don't know. Here, wait, let me just see. Next to left wall. Because there's a little bit of a redundancy in the code at the moment. Sometimes I run next to left wall, and then sometimes I run next to wall. And honestly, next to wall would get the job done. So let me just think about this. The thing is, yeah, I guess the problem, like, I could return, we could say it here, and we could say it here. Actually, the only time it does matter is on next to wall, not in next to wall here. Next to left wall, I mean. So yeah, let's do that. Let's grab a reference to the player. So we'll do func ready. And we could say equals to parent, but Usually, actually, what you want to do is in the player ready function. This is where you set the node. So let's go back. We'll say onReady var. Oh, sorry, just var player is equal to null, and then we'll go into player 16, and let's go into our ready function. And I'll just do it here. We'll say I'm just gonna put like setting up nodes, because I'm gonna be using this little section here a lot more often now. We'll say raycasts dot player is equal to self, and then in our raycast, and we close this. Right over here in next to left wall, we'll say player dot left wall. Player dot next to wall is equal to vector 2 dot left, and same with here, but on vector 2 dot right. There technically are better ways of going about this. Like, we could, instead of returning true, wait, let me see something. Next to left wall. See, if raycast dot next to the left wall is true. Yeah. Okay, so we check this. So we're updating it and we update the wall. So yeah, this is actually pretty good. What is this? Why is this here? Elif not hold wall. Why is there two things here? I hope I didn't, either I erased something or I accidentally duplicated something. Just cut this. Let me see. Okay, yeah, we just duplicated it accidentally. Okay, what is next? So yeah, everything should work the same for the most part. Is colliding. Why does it say attempt to call function is colliding on base null instance on null instance? I think this is just running because we haven't ran it in a hot minute. So let's run it again. Moment of truth. Oh wait, this is definitely not going to work. Yep. Left floor check. Okay, so we need to update the floor now. So we did all the walls, but we still have to do the floor. This is a lot easier though. All we have to do is check, iterate through the floors. Is on floor. I guess we can say floor dot is colliding or something like that. Next to floor, I think I should do, because that's what we've been doing lately. Keep it, I guess, consistent here. Let's say func next to floor. And we'll just say down raycasts. So for raycast in down. For raycast and down raycast dot, we don't have to get children, we already grabbed them. We'll just say if raycast dot is colliding. Return true. Okay. So, the reason why we only need one of them. Usually, or most of the time, whenever this happens, it's just going to grab the, right floor raycast and then return true, and then that's it. Same with all of these, really. You just need collision with one of the walls for this to work, or with one of the raycasts, I mean. So in floor check, if left floor check, what we're going to do is, so we don't actually worry about this anymore, so I'm going to erase this. And maybe eventually we'll want to handle it, but yeah. Floor check checks for left floor check, or the left raycast, the right raycast. Otherwise, returns false. But we don't have to do this anymore. We'll just say raycast. You know, even we can actually get rid of floor check. We could just say, let's see where floor check is ran. So yeah, if not floor check. You know what? For now, let's leave floor check. I don't want to. I don't want to replace all this code, because I'm lazy. But it'll be a lot easier to update later on. So raycasts dot what is it? Next to floor, and that's it. Return, I guess. Yeah, return raycast dot next to floor, and that's it. We do have a ceiling raycast that we have to fix now. Check ceiling raycast. And a ceiling raycast standing dot force. Oh, we do want to make sure that we're forcing the updates all the time whenever we're checking. So we'll do that in our raycasts as well. Let me just, yeah, we'll just go back in here. Say, what did I call it? Check ceiling raycast. So we'll say func next to ceiling. Ceiling. And literally the same thing for raycast in up raycasts if raycast dot is colliding. Return true. Okay. Up raycast. Raycast. Okay, and what we'll do here is we're also gonna say raycast dot force. What is it? Force update. Force raycast update. I want to make sure we run this here. I'm just gonna throw this in every single one. Oh wait. This is right. There we go. Okay. Look how much cleaner that is. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So we got the next to ceiling return. Oh, let's make sure we're returning false. Okay. What else? Okay, so ceiling raycast standing, we don't run this anymore. We're just going to say, I guess just to keep the functions here, we're going to say return raycast dot next to ceiling. Is colliding. What? The identifier raycast isn't declared in current scope. Well, raycasts. Okay. Is that everything? Somehow I doubt it. Let's find out. So let's see. Okay, yeah. We're not able to enter the slide state just yet. So I must have done something is not right. Let me see. So it now let me see. Exclude parent. Damn. I was hoping all of this would work and we wouldn't have any issues. Let me see. So let's see if next to wall is running, or yeah, let's print this. Checking. Actually, let's do the right walls. We'll say print checking right wall. This is checking right wall. We're also going to say run check wall. Checking wall, checking right wall. And we also want to say print right wall is true. All right, let's see. So right wall is true. Come on. Okay, checking wall is running, and it's not returning anything. Recall for raycast and raycast. Checking right. It says checking wall. Checking right wall is not running anything. If next to right wall. Let me make sure this is not returning true. Returning left wall. Okay. It is returning left wall. Okay, so it seems like maybe we're colliding with the player, probably. Let me see. Next to left wall. If next to left wall, let me just make sure. This is left. This is left. Okay. It's probably colliding with the player. Our collision mask is on 1. And it's colliding with bodies, and because this is not our parent anymore, so yeah, we're checking for collision, and it's colliding with itself. So what we want to do is actually change our collision mask to whatever the wall is, and just not the player. So let's go into. Let's go into the room here. So we could do 3. I wish I was more organized with this, or like, you know, which values I was using. Like, I mean, 3, 4, any of these values will work. I just don't know which ones I use for the most part. I'll say 3 is probably a good one. So for all of our raycasts, we're going to set this to 3. This might actually mess up with. We also use 8. Our floors here. Let's see. Yeah, our floors use 8. 8 is for one-way collisions. If you press down and jump, you jump through the platform. Like you fall through the platform. That's what I use 8 for. But yeah, we'll use 3 for all of our walls. I wonder what I use 2 for. I wish it'd be too much work to like go through everything. I don't know which object. It might be. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. We just set it to 3, and we remove 1, and that hopefully should solve all of our problems. Okay, returning left wall, checking wall, returning left wall. It's still colliding with the left wall. Let me see. Our player is on layer 1 and 8. And then our raycast here is on 3. All of these are 3. Okay. If next to left wall, raycast and raycast, force raycast update. Left dot get troll trick. It's returning left wall. Oh, what the hell? This should be true. Well, yeah, that should be true. I don't know why it's saying left wall, but yeah, I mean, it's. We should have entered the climb state, but it still doesn't make sense because it should be returning the. Let's wait. Let me make sure. Yeah, these are left raycasts. Okay. Let's see what happens. Problem's not solved, but I think we're getting somewhere. Oof. Right floor raycast dot enabled is, oh, what the hell is this? Right floor raycast. So we mess with the we'll have to fix all of this. Right floor, left floor raycast, and right floor raycast. Oh my god. And we'd want to do this actually in the raycast node. Oh my god. I have to comment it out for now, but I can't forget about it. And okay, one-way collision timer. Okay, yeah, this stuff we'll figure out later. Let me just make sure. Left floor check, drop through platform. Okay, let's grab this and put this in our notes, so I don't forget. Okay. Let's see. Adjust player distance to wall. Okay. So this is another thing that we have to worry about. Here, adjust player distance to wall. I'm gonna grab this as well. I do want to solve this problem, but just not yet. God damn. Okay. Get floor check collider. Get floor check collider. Dude, I just want to enter the slide state. That's all I want to do. Let's see what happens. We are entering the slide state, and then immediately we're going into the idle state, and that's because probably these floor raycasts are colliding with the player. It's more than likely that's what's causing the problem. And usually we disable this while we're in this state, but at the moment we've, well actually, left floor check. Here, let's do this. Let's try ignoring it for now. Returning left wall. We're not on the left wall. This is okay. Checking wall, returning left wall. I have to figure out why the raycast here is colliding. Let me go into debug. Visible collision shapes. What the hell? I wonder, is that gonna happen here? Oh, okay. So it seems like we're still colliding with ourselves. Let me see. We removed, I hope we removed, yeah, we did remove the previous raycasts. If next to left wall, for raycast in left raycasts. Left raycast is left.getChildren. for raycast force raycast if raycast dot is colliding player next to wall is equal to vector 2 dot left. On our left wall here, we have only our collision mask on 3, so it should never touch the player. We can grab what the collider is. So let's print this out. We'll see exactly what this is in just a second. It's the player. How is it the player? We've disabled the player collision shape. Wait a second. See something. Okay, this is our player hitbox. Wherever we have a collision shape, which is... We have this one, and yeah, we have 2 of these. Actually, it shouldn't matter. It only matters what the player's collision. Maybe we set it via code. Let me see. Mask. Layer. Somehow colliding with the player. I see 7, but I don't see layer 3. How the hell is it colliding with the player? Exclude parent, enabled. Collide with bodies. Returning left wall. Collider is player. I mean, let me just try putting it on something else, I guess. Or maybe it's on collision mask. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, it shouldn't have been set to 8, that's why. Yeah, because our player is on 8, and 8 should only be used on vector 2 dot down, I believe. Hope I'm right about this. And yeah, we'll actually have to fix this as well at some point. But for now, let's see if this worked. Okay, yeah, and okay, there we go. Kind of works. Only thing, oh, let me see. It kind of worked and then it stopped working. Okay, so what we want to do is while we're in the player, here, let me remove all of this crap. Oof. Yeah, we still have to fix, oh my god, all of these if statements. But do I stream as a mechanism to keep myself accountable and focused, or do I enjoy it? Yeah, the first one. But I will say, I mean, I do enjoy it as well. But yeah, at this point, it's more so for the focus. But like that was the original goal. Now I kind of, I do enjoy it. I do like talking to people. Okay. So yeah, we're going into the idle state, and that's because our raycast is returning. Okay, right wall is returning true, which is good. And then immediately afterwards, we're going into the idle state. So let's make sure that's fixed. So let's go into state logic. Might have to try it. Yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Just don't do it for the views. I promise it'll hurt you if you just do it for the views. For like the first, I want to say 3 to 4 months, I didn't have a single person watching. On Twitch, actually. On YouTube was actually relatively good. In the beginning, at least. And I mean, I don't have like high numbers either now. Like right now, it says 6 people here. I know I have like I might have deleted it actually. Let's see, is this it? I used to have like a little thing that showed how many people were watching, but it doesn't exist anymore. I'm socially awkward, hermit, so definitely not for the views. Yeah, I'm the same. I think that's something that most programmers have in common. The least amount of viewers, the better. It is exciting. You get used to it over time, though. Like, as long as it progressively happens. Like, I've been rated, like, I would say this is my average viewer count. So, like, for me, it says 6 people are watching on Twitch and 3 people are watching on YouTube. Like, those are nice numbers for me. Like, it's pretty tame. And then if it progressively goes up to like 10 or 15, that's also really cool. But if it drastically goes from like 6 to like 40, like if I get a raid or something, that's when I start mumbling over my words. I start being like, I get worried over what people are thinking about me. But yeah, at the moment it's pretty chill. And I think it really helps to like verbalize what the problem is. Like I treat it as if I'm like talking, like I'm making a tutorial, but yeah, it helps me. What's that? There's something, that method called like the duck method or something, the rubber ducky method. Rubber ducky method. Oh, rubber duck debugging theory. Oh, did I say? I didn't say 67. I said 6 to 7. 70 people. Yeah, that's a little intimidating. Although I will say, I did stream on Reddit for a while, and I think I don't know how their algorithm works. I feel like it's a little skewed, but I would get like 15,000 people watching at a time sometimes. And it would go up to like 20,000. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, you get used to it pretty quick. Still more people than I actually know. Well, I don't actually know these. Most of the time I don't know the people that stream or that watch my stream. Like, they're kind of just my stream buddies or other game devs, on Discord and stuff. Yeah. All right, so our current floor check raycasts, these raycasts at the moment are colliding with the player, I believe. Here, let me disable this for now, and let's see. If we stay in the slide state. Oh, what the hell, man? Okay, there we go. So we are in the climb state. Here, let me. Okay, we need to fix that too, but for now. Oh my god. Everything crashes because we can't collide with anything. Let me try just not touching any walls. Oh my god, I guess we just have to fix this bug. Oh my god. Come on. Don't. Okay, there we go. Alright, so yeah, climbing works fine. Jumping. Okay, wait, let me see. It seems like everything works. Trying to see. I'm sure it's the same on the left. Okay. Okay. Ceiling raycast dot is standing is colliding is equal to false. So yeah, we don't use this anymore. We just say raycast dot ceiling whatever, and we'll just say if not raycast dot check, what did I call it? Check ceiling, or check next to ceiling, or next to ceiling. Okay. If raycast dot next to ceiling. Okay, and if ceiling raycast dot standing dot global position dot direction to collision point dot x is greater than 0. Okay. Ceiling raycast dot global position dot direction to collision point. So we could say raycast here dot global position dot direction to. We do need to grab the raycast itself, so we could grab a reference to this. The ceiling raycast. So we have up raycast, but yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll also have a reference to the ceiling like the one and only ceiling raycast. So we'll say onReady var ceiling raycast is equal to this. It's called standing. I think I would call it raycast. Let's just call it raycast. Also, let me see something. Raycast. I should have capitalized everything. I feel like it's it's a little too late for that. Whatever. We'll do it now. If I ever want to update it, I'll do it later. Okay, ceiling raycast is equal to up slash ceiling raycast. So we're just gonna grab this variable. And we'll just say raycast dot ceiling raycast dot global position dot direction to. So yeah, if raycast dot not next to ceiling var collision point is equal to get last slide collision. Get last slide collision dot position. Don't know what this is. I don't know what it does. We'll have to figure that out. Right middle raycast node. We don't use any of this anymore. I'm wondering maybe if I should put all of this fudging into the raycast. Make our life a little easier. Let me see what this is. Get last slide collision. What the hell? Get last slide collision? Dot position. This doesn't show up. Get last. Is this a kinematic body? Get last. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. That sounds like something I would write. Like it's such a long function. Long function name. Get last slide collision dot position. If raycast dot ceiling blah 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 blah. Okay, this works. Is on wall. So if raycast dot if raycast. Hey, how's it going, Neo? Check ceiling raycast. So it's raycasts dot next to ceiling. If raycast dot is on wall and raycast dot next to ceiling is equal to false. Trying the co-op missions in COD is pretty fun. Oh, I didn't know they have co-op missions now. That's pretty cool. Is it like it's kind of like the regular missions, like the regular campaign, but co-op now? Okay, right middle raycast. So similar, I see. That's pretty cool. I'm not to play it. Go play it tonight if you guys are gonna be up. Sure. All right. Sounds good. Raycast dot is on wall. Okay. And all right, this gets a little bit more complicated. Like I honestly should clean up some of this stuff and put it in the raycast node, but I don't really want to deal with that too much. So what we'll do is let's actually grab references to this. So we need the right middle, left middle, dash direction, top right raycast node. We basically need a reference to all of these. Fudge player. So how fudging works is basically, you know, the player, like let's say there's a wall right here. Player looks a little silly at the moment. Let me see. So actually, we do need to update the fudging just a bit. I won't do that today. We still have so much work to do. But it works for the most part. But like one issue that we have. Okay, so let's say we want to. Let's say the player upright dashes into this little section here. It's kind of hard to see because there's like. Let's see if I can find a better spot. Okay, yeah, right here. Like let's say the player dashes into this corner right here. We check for the right raycast to see if there's nothing colliding with the player, and if there isn't anything colliding with the player, then we keep pushing the player up until this raycast isn't hitting anything, and then we continue the movement of the player. So only if this raycast isn't hitting anything. If the middle point hits a collision, see if this part is hitting this, then the player gets stuck and they enter the slide state. Whereas right here, we run a loop, we push the player up, and then we continue their velocity. But there are some issues with this, and that's mainly with like spikes. So like if you see a spike, like so it also works on the vertical axis where if you hit the spike like this, technically you shouldn't die because you're hitting the collision here, but you get pushed up and then you die here. More so if there are spikes right here. Like if you dash like this and there are spikes right here, then you go over and then you hit the spikes. Whereas like you really should just hit this. Like you want to help the player with fudging, but you don't want to punish the player with fudging. So the mechanic exists, but I need to account for like edge cases where the player would be hurt from this mechanic. So we'll do that. We're actually, yeah, like I said, we're not going to fix that mechanic today, but we're just going to update the fudging. And then later on, what we want to do is actually have the middle raycast check for collisions between the player and spikes. And if we hit a spike, we don't fudge the player. It's a lot of work. Okay. Let me see. So let's go back into the fudge player function. And let me see what we could do here. There's so much. Raycast dot is on wall. Right middle raycast node dot is colliding is equal to false. Yeah, let's just grab references to this. So, oh my god. Unready var. We'll say middle, or should we say right middle? I think that's better. Right middle. Should I call it right middle wall? No, let's call it right middle wall. Hey Practical, how's it going? Yeah, busy. Yeah, a little busy. So, we're working on a new mechanic now, but I decided, you know, I'm not gonna refactor the entire game, but like when it comes to adding new mechanics, whenever I need to, I'm just going to clean up our code just a bit. So yeah, I can show you what the new mechanic is. We already made it, but it's very bare bones. What you been up to, Grumble? Where the hell is it? Right here. So yeah, this is the new mechanic, and we could have easily just added more mechanic or more. I wanted to expand on it today, but what I want to do right now is actually just fix how we handle collisions between the player and like objects like this. And I want our raycasts to be a little bit more like dynamic for these kinds of objects. So right now I'm doing what I did in the new, the 4.x version of the player. I'm putting it into this, the 3.5 version of the player, and creating like a raycast node, a little, better structured for future me. Yeah, that same. We have so many similar mechanics. I'm always worried that like I might be copying, I'll watch your stream and not purposefully or anything like that. I might watch your stream and I might see like, oh, maybe oh, that looks like a cool mechanic. And then, 10 days later, like I'm in my bed, I'm like thinking like, oh, what would be a cool mechanic? And then I see, and then that comes up to mind. And I'm like, oh, that was my idea, I hope that never happens. Like I didn't even know that was a mechanic in your game. Or maybe maybe I subconsciously knew that was a mechanic in your game. But yeah, I'm just rambling. But yeah, this was inspired by someone recommended it in on stream. It was like a mechanic in Will of the Wisps. They had like a borrowing mechanic. It's not something the player has seen, but I built it a while ago and haven't gotten around to using it yet. I see. Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of those types of mechanics. It's all just inspiration. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's also nice to see like other developers. It's cool that there's another Godot developer that's also working on a platformer. Like people say that I hear it a lot that people say that it's a oversaturated market, like platformers in general, but I don't think it is. Like I haven't seen too many platformers. Like at least the ones that you and I are making, I haven't seen like too many people like fully develop one or like invest this much time into a project. So yeah, it's very cool to see other people working on platformers. Also, I'm sure you've probably heard of Saltoons, right? He's also working on a platformer, much different from ours, but there's a lot of level design in his. But yeah, right wall, middle raycast. That's going to be probably this one. Nope, this one. I love our names. And we want middle wall, and that's probably yeah, left middle wall. Let's just make sure this is the right one. 3. Okay. Just trying to build something that I find fun. Yeah, me too. I never expected to build work on a game for this long. Like I've always wanted to work on like roguelikes and stuff like that. Like I find those I like both. Like once you delve yourself deep enough into a project, obviously you're going to like it. Like I love working on mechanics or like making responsive mechanics. But I feel like that could have happened with balancing a roguelike bullet hell type of game or something, or like optimizing for projectiles or something, it's all relative. If other people like it too, then great. Yeah. Okay, let's fix, I don't know if I eventually want to put this into the raycast node, but, I just want to get this over with. So we'll say raycast dot right middle raycast, raycast dot right middle wall, is that what we called it? Dot is colliding is equal to false. Maybe I should make a function for this. Like we could just say right middle wall collision or something, Dot is colliding instead of saying dot. Oh my god. Next to. Because it would be nice to force an update too. God damn. And we do need the right bottom node as well. Oh my god. Alright, let's just do it. You're gonna need to reference that, like literally every single variable. And that's why it's good to put it in here. Okay. Two years later, yeah, exactly. This game originally was supposed to be, well, I didn't plan on it being this big, but originally it was supposed to be like a fighting game. Like, it was very simple, very bare bones. Like, you just had like an attack mechanic, like swing your sword forward and stuff. And then I started working on the movement, and then I just got absorbed into like movement mechanics. And here we are, exactly 2 years later. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, so we need right middle wall. We need right bottom wall. Here, let me actually just copy all of these over. I'm probably going to need, I wonder if I use, let me see. Do we use the top one as well? Left bottom, left top. Yeah, we do. Okay. So let's just copy this again. And get all of these. Okay. And getting these names is gonna be a little annoying. Let me see. This one is the top, so it's this one. Okay. So the top one is right wall. 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay. Hopefully got all of these names correct. Let's go back into here and we'll just say raycast dot, okay, bottom raycast node. So raycast dot right bottom. and not top raycast. Oh my god. So I'm trying to think if we can make a function for this actually. Like we could do this now, or we could we could make it simple right now, or we could make it complicated right now and save ourselves some hassle in the future. While raycast node is colliding and okay, the bottom and the top is not colliding. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So bottom, top, and then wait, what the hell is this? Bottom, top, then top and not bottom. And then oh my god. Okay. Let's handle these while statements first. We'll make a function for each of these. Yeah, let me copy this over. So which I don't know what I should even call this. Right wall is colliding. Right bottom wall is colliding, and right top ray is not colliding. So this pushes us upward. So while this is colliding, so while fudge upwards, or while bottom is not colliding. While bottom is not colliding. Is that what I should call it? We're gonna get funky with these names here. Func check right. I'm gonna call it check right, not, or check right, top, and not bottom. Oh my god, is that viable? We'll have like a bunch of these. So we'll have check right top and not bottom colliding, and then check right top, check right bottom, and not top colliding. And then we need to do the same thing but with left. So we could do this, and we'd basically just return the right top and right bottom. So return if right top wall. And right bottom wall dot is colliding, but like this. Pretty sure we could just do return this, right? We could, but I like having it like this. Okay. Let's do the same for this one. So this is just the opposite. But this and this, and then same thing here. Here, let's actually, yeah, we'll just copy this over. and say left, left. Okay. So now if we go back into here, check right wall. Oh my god. It's gonna be very confusing. These are all these names are gonna confuse me. So this is bottom is colliding and top is not colliding. And not top colliding. Okay. Let's return this one. Oh yeah, right bottom, right bottom, and not top colliding. Okay, and then right top raycast is colliding, and right bottom is not colliding. So that's this one. Oh, raycast. Okay. And left bottom is colliding. Let me just make sure. Right bottom. Okay. Yeah, so we can just grab all of this and replace it with left. I wonder if I should change this to top left because, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll confuse myself one day. And let's change this to left. Oh my god. I feel bad for anyone who has to debug this. Okay. Left middle, we do need to fix this. Oh yeah, yeah. We did it here, we didn't fix it here. We want to say left middle. Okay. This should be good. I'm sure there are some other things that we didn't, like, I did so much here, but dude, that was just one function. Oh my god. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we also didn't fix the player idle state. I'll have to fix that pretty soon too. Switching from the yeah, the floor check here. Ooh. Okay, and let's see. Is on wall. Non-existent function is on wall on node. What the hell? What the hell? If raycast dot is on wall next to ceiling. Oh my god, no. If player dot is on wall, I think I just write is on wall is a player function. I just hope I didn't mess up and called it something else. I think we got it. Let's see. Fudging, okay, doesn't work. Right, okay. So we need to make sure that we're also forcing updates on all of our raycasts. Honestly, what we could do, I wonder, if I just comment this out, maybe we don't need to force update. I don't know if this messes with the game. Yeah, I think it does actually, because I don't know when the raycasts update, so it might mess us up. But here, let me see. Oof, oof, oof. Right here, we dash through. Ooh. What the hell? Okay. I think we do need to force an update. And what I think we'll do for now is I'm just going to force an update on all raycasts. Instead of saying, right middle raycast or whatever. All of these raycasts. So, there might be one other bug. Wait, let me see. Just want to make sure we're not returning. We're returning false everywhere. Okay. You know what I realized? We could also just update it here. Like every time we check it, we force an update. Okay. Let's see now. There we go. Perfect. Oof. Only took a million years. Alright. We still haven't updated some stuff though. The floor raycast. So, the issue with this right floor, all of these floor raycasts we set originally to 8, and if I run this now, it's always going to return true. So then when we go here, the player goes into the idle state while like as they enter the slide state, and that's because it's colliding with itself. What we could do is put the raycast on. I'm trying to think how would this work. We don't want the player to collide with itself, but we do need it to collide. Wait, let me see something. Room 0 on our areas. Yeah, I wonder, can we just put it on auto tile layer 3? It might just work, actually. So we'll remove this, put it on 3, see what happens. So the walking works. Yeah, okay, cool. It still might bug out on us, though, on the one-way collisions. Let me see. We still haven't worked on the mechanic that oh, it does. Okay. Okay. We do need to fix this. But I think we'll be fine. This is, let me see. 1 and 8. So yeah, the player is on collision layer 8. Basically what we do is whenever the player presses down up on these platforms here, whenever they press down up, we remove the layer from the player, layer 8, and then they can fall through. For 1 second, we remove their layer. That way, yeah, it's just my way of going about one-way platforms. And I also need to check if it works on these. It should work on these platforms. Let me just see what layer this is on. This actually might be using Area 2Ds. I don't remember. Yeah, there is an area here. So yeah. But what I do think I do, well, we'll have to see. I remember I also have moving platforms, but I haven't introduced them into the current version of the game for a while. So I think if we did reintroduce them, I would just rewrite them entirely. I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. Okay. I guess we'll fix this. It's probably a good idea. Hold on, I want to start working on the new mechanic. Okay. Jump through platform. So yeah, this is, we set our timer, we set our floor checks, our raycast checks. You know, I might just ignore it for now. I don't want to, like, I just find it boring. I want to work on the cool new stuff, the cool new mechanics. We'll update mechanics later, or we'll fix bugs later. Cause that's the easy part, or that's the part I have to do. So we know I'm gonna do it. Okay, yeah, platforms fall still. Everything seems to be fine. I don't see any difference just yet. Dude, it's so nice that everything works smoothly. Now, okay, so when it comes to the raycasts, so how, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot, this is like I'm trying to make this work, and I think it might be my analog stick, or something's going on where input from my analog stick I think overrides the D-pad or something, and then yeah, sometimes my input is wrong. Oh, another thing that we haven't done yet is yeah, we do need to add dead zones for the analog stick, or just the ability to like remove input from the analog stick. Another thing that I need to do is we need to make sure that our the distance of our raycasts, we only enter certain states based on the distance of the raycast, and it should only be 1 pixel difference. So yeah, I think I saved it here, right? The adjust player distance to wall. We want to make sure that this runs properly. Okay, here let's do this. Right floor raycast dot enable. Let me make sure I commented this out, right? Right floor raycast. Right floor. Come on, oops. Right floor raycast. Okay. Let's comment this. Oh, well. It didn't seem to make a difference, actually. Right floor raycast didn't do anything. From what I've noticed. Same with the climb state. I guess, maybe it could mess with us, though, if we go from... Let me see. Oh, it's gonna crash here. Going from the idle state to the climb state might mess with us. We might be switching back and forth. Let me see. Oh, well, one, we can't even enter it, but then... Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, we go into the... Okay. Guess, like, that's one thing that I could have... Oh, I guess maybe what I wanted to do was make it so that the player... Oh. Yeah, we're still running this stuff. That's fine. Originally, I think what I had it do is if you're in the climb state, you can climb through one-way platforms. But I'll solve that later. I don't feel like dealing with it right now. Let's look at... What was it? Adjust player distance to wall. Let's fix that real quick. Adjust player distance to wall. We commented it out. Let's see. Current raycast is equal to null. I've seen that. If you have digital/analog inputs on the same map, UI up, etc., it can cause stutters. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I don't have it on the same map, but I do, like, I check for input, like, I'll show you. At least this is what from what I remember, I have, like these are my inputs, usually, like, for keyboard or mouse. So we have, like, I set it up once the game starts. So, like, like, the up button is, D-pad up, or W on the keyboard, or it's up on the, up arrow key. So there's, like, 3 inputs. And then I also have, I do have analog up, but what I originally wanted to do, like, well, I guess the reason is because analog up, down, left, and right, like, this would never change. Like, I have map settings, like key map settings, and analog sticks are going to be default always that. Yeah, if you look at controller, input 1 is or input 2 is unassigned for controls here, and it doesn't grab analog stick values. I'd have to, like, I think I'd have to set like, check boxes for this if I wanted it to work. And yeah, key bindings is the same way. But yeah. I've noticed it was also a problem. Someone also mentioned they had this problem with other platformers. Honestly, I think it has to do with the dead zones, but I'm not sure. Actually, honestly, should probably just look it up. Like, you're not the first person to mention it, and I'm not the first person to notice it. There's probably some input that I'm missing. Alright, what were we trying to fix again? Oh, adjust player distance to wall. Okay, so raycast next to right wall. We do .is colliding. Current raycast var distance is equal to current raycast .distance self.global position. So I check for a collision, and based on whatever collision we have, we set a distance, and then I set the distance to, I just add 4 no matter what. So we basically just lock the player on. This is a little unnecessary. Basically, I think what we'll want to do is, if next to wall, there's no, from what I'm seeing here, there is almost no point, since we are setting the player global position no matter what. And I think distance, oh, wait, distance -4. So we're putting, oh, okay. So the distance is, yeah, the distance between the player, or sorry, the entire distance here, we're subtracting that and basically bringing it to a distance of 4 pixels, which is this. Okay, I get it now. So what could we do here? We could definitely make this a lot more simple. We could grab whatever one is colliding. So in our raycast node, right now we're just returning true or false, but we could grab whatever our current raycast is and just save that into... We could save it here. Like, we could just be like... let's do this now. We'll just say current raycast. Don't want to... Our current raycast is equal to null, and in next to right wall or next to right wall, next to left wall, we'll just say whatever wall we collided with, that's our current wall. So that's our current raycast. Current raycast is equal to raycast, and we'll do that here as well. That is next to left wall, next to right wall on colliding. Yep. Okay. Okay. I wonder, is this? Oh no, never mind. Let's. What is next? What is next? So I think we want to make a new custom function for this as well. Basically, all we would do is grab the distance. We would say, var distance is equal to get current wall or current, whatever distance. Because we are saying raycast next to right wall, we already know what our current collision is. And then, yeah, we'll say raycast.get current wall collision, get current raycast distance. That's probably all we need to do. So we'll throw this here. Get current and all we want to do is say return current raycast dot distance to current what is it? Distance to current raycast dot get collision point. This is our distance, and then in our player code, all we have to do now is say distance is equal to raycast.global. Global position. Okay, my bad. Current raycast, yeah. Dot global position dot distance to current raycast dot get collision point, and get collision point I believe is a global position. Yeah. Okay. So distance is equal to raycast dot get. Goddamn, I have a short-term memory. Get current raycast distance. Raycast dot get current raycast distance. We can. I'm going to comment this out for now, just in case. Same thing here. Okay. It's going to be kind of... Oh. What's going on now? Oh, we're not actually ever running this function, but I wonder what's going on here. Let me. Yeah, wait, what the hell? How? I didn't change anything. Oh, crap. Let me see. Raycast.force update. Oh, next to. I must have accidentally deleted this. There we go. And when it comes to actually checking for this, it's gonna be kind of hard, but you just want to make sure every time we collide with the wall. Actually, is it working? You know, actually, oh yeah, we did. I didn't actually run it. And this side is wrong too. We want to say var. Oh yeah. Var distance is equal to raycast get current raycast distance. We can get rid of all of this. Welcome, Yeswa. Yeah, we can get rid of all of this. I'm gonna leave this one just in case, but adjust player distance to wall. Let me run that over here. All right, moment of truth. Ooh. So this is the I thought we coded for this, or like we saw that it wasn't a threat. But I guess it is. So it seems like we will have to fix the player code or the floor raycast. For now, it's on collision mask 3. Trying to think. Where can we put this? What do we call it? Next to ceiling, next to floor. Let's look at that. Oh, wrong one. Okay, floor check. Return raycast next to floor. And when are we running floor check? No, it's probably in the slide state, if I had to guess. Okay, yeah. If is on floor or floor check. Let me comment this out for now. And I think we're gonna one of these days we're going to rewrite the state logic, like switching our state machine here. I think we're gonna do it in nodes. Hopefully it won't be too difficult. We'll see. But yeah, let's hopefully, I think that's all we had to do there. But in the notes here, let me just say removed floor check from states.slide state logic. Okay. I mean, it'll be in the Git, but in the... Oh, dude, what the hell? You notice we sometimes hit, or it seems like we... Okay, it seems like it's fine. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, what is this? Maybe something in our climb state messed up. Okay, yeah, climbing down. And it's random too. Okay. It's fine like this. And then if I go back into the slide state and I go back into the climb state and then I start walking, then yeah, we go into the idle state. So we'll have to check what's going on there. You know, let me see. Yeah, there's probably floor check running on the climb state. That's probably why. If I had to guess. Yeah, if floor check. Okay. What I'm gonna do for now is on floor. I'll just have to rewrite what happens here. Oops. There we go. So, now slide goes into idle, which is fine. Like the main issue was going from the slide to, like, let's say there's an extra platform. Another thing that's bugging me out is that maybe there's like another tile over here or something. That's probably why. 'Cause we shouldn't be seeing these tiles here. There is a. Let me see. Yeah, there's probably something over here. If I had to guess. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there was just probably like a random tile somewhere in the game. All right, so we're finally. It only took what, almost 3 hours for us to rewrite the rate, like how our raycasts work. That's great. But now what we could do is with these raycasts, well, in this little script we have here, we can check what object we're colliding with, and we can check yeah, we could basically just check if we're colliding with the left or the right and which direction we want to bounce in. It's always going to be left, right, down, or up. Great. So let's get on with it. So let's go into our dash state. And in our dash state, we're going to check for another collision. I wonder. So we could have our raycasts. We basically want to check is on wall. Let me see something. Oh, it's not going to be is on wall because it's not technically a wall. It's an area 2D. So the whole reason why I rewrote this was because we want to make sure that the player bounces depending on, you know, what side of this little this white box we bounce on or collide with. We want to make sure that the player is in the dash state. And if they're not in the dash state, we want to make sure that they bounce off. Usually what I used to like determine where the player is going to bounce is it was dependent on the rotation of the object. So like if we hit a spring, if the object is rotated, you know, if it's not rotated, then you bounce upwards. If it's rotated to the right, you bounce to the right, etc., etc. Same with our teleporters. If you were to, you know, jump into a teleporter, and you didn't dash through, since it's rotated to the left, you would bounce to the left. If it was rotated to the right, you bounce to the right. But with these objects, it's a little different because it's a static object. We can't rotate it, and the area 2D of this object, there's only one of them, so like I can't compare like, you know, the global position of this object to the player. What I have to do is use the raycast to detect, hey, what are we colliding with? And if it's colliding with the player, or I'm sorry, if it's colliding with, you know, if the left ones are colliding with something, then we want it to bounce to the right. If the right ones are colliding with something, we'd want it to bounce to the left. If the floors are, you know, there might be a problem with the floor raycasts, but what we could do is just check for the middle one, and like prioritize the middle raycast over the left and right ones. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, oh, and there's one. Oh, dude, I just realized something. When it comes to checking for collisions, actually, no, it's fine. I was gonna say, like, what we could have done in check next to wall is we could have iterated through all of our left and right walls and then return the vector that we're on. But what's nice about checking next to left wall or next to right wall is that sometimes we're running this function, like sometimes we already know we're next to the wall, but we want to check, we want to make sure that we're updating the current raycast, or, you know, what wall the player is on. So I think it's fine the way it is right now. What we're going to do now is we're going to make an area check. These raycasts don't actually check for areas, and we need to make sure that our collision masks... Oof, this might be a little difficult. Let me see. Let's look at player 16. Let me look at our hitbox. Our hitbox is on 1 and 5. It makes it slightly annoying. Like, I wish I recorded where all of our indexes were set up, or how all of these were set up. Because now I'm just going to pick a random one. Although maybe 3 would be fine. Let's see. So let's go into... Let's see. Our player is on 1 and 5, so it could be anything except for 1 and 5. And it has to be something that... Yeah, we could do 4. Let's just try it out with 4. And before I do that, let me actually back everything up. So we're gonna call this new player raycasts. And we'll do right walls and left walls, and I mean, we want to do all of them. Oh crap! What? Don't. Okay, there we go. Let's just grab all of these, and we're gonna set them to collide with areas, and we're gonna want to set them to collision mask 4, or I think we could also leave them on 3. Yeah, we could just leave it on 3, and what we'll do... actually... No. We want to put them on 4. And we also want to make sure that the player can't enter the idle state. How am I going to do this? Because I'm just realizing something. If it's on vector 2, 4, we could theoretically enter the idle state from this. Or I'm sorry, the slide state. If we set it to a vector, and then like we're colliding with areas now, so it would check the area that we're on, and so in our raycast we would actually have to check if it's an area or not, and get the collider and be like, hey, is this collider a wall or not? Which might not be too difficult actually, because all we would have to do is just say, you know, if raycast dot is, you know, whatever, if get collider is a static body or something. Let me see, get collider. Returns the first object that array. Yeah, get collider. So get collider, we could do get collider dot get parent, and then we would know what that type is. Or yeah, get collider dot get parent. Although sometimes the collider is the important object. So I'm trying to think. What do we do? What do we do? Oh, what the hell? Okay. We could temporarily activate these objects and see if it's colliding with anything. That might be a solution. What's going on here? Why is this? Vector 2 dot right. Okay, let's mess with some stuff. Do this. Func colliding with area. We'll say func check area collision, or yeah, check area direction. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna iterate through left and right, and then we'll do up. We're gonna split this off into sections, just because we can mess up with the down ones. And I don't know if this method is going to work, so I'd rather just deal with like left and right for now. And if those two work, then we'll do all of the other directions. So let's do if we'll say for raycast in vector, or sorry, in right raycast, we'll say if raycast dot if raycast dot is collide. Oh, what the? If raycast dot is colliding, return true, or yeah, whatever, return true. return. And we want to do the same thing for raycast in left raycast. And actually, we don't want to return true. We want to return the direction. So return vector 2 dot left. Okay. And in here, we also want to update. So we set the collision mask to 4, which is fine. I just realized something. When this happens, instead of... We could disable this. We could disable areas. And then on check area direction, we would just say... dot collide with areas. Let me see what this raycast is. Areas, collide with areas, bool collide with areas, set collide with areas. Yeah, you just do that. Oh my god, that makes our life so much easier. So we'll just say right raycast dot collide with areas. It's true. And same with left. Oops. Left, this is not, we have to do it in here, actually. So raycast dot setCollide with areas is equal to true. And then if nothing happens, we actually want to put it here as well to false. But it's also possible that if it's false, we also want to make sure it happens here. So there's like two places that we needed to put it. So it looks a little weird, right? Raycast.setCollision is to true. If it is colliding, then we set it to false. If we return vector2.right. But if nothing happens, then we want to make sure that's set to false again. That makes sense, right? And I'm trying to think. We also need to do it with the left side. I don't think there's... Alright, whatever. Let's just do it. Otherwise, well, we're iterating through all of this. Eventually, well, let's just put, we'll say vector2.up actually. Return vector2.up if nothing happens. Check area direction. Okay, so yeah, we check for collisions. I don't think our area 2D actually handles this just yet, or like we don't have it checking for was it collision layer 3? Is that what we did? 3? Yeah, 3. Okay, so let's go back into our world. Room 0. So yeah, this is our Twilight object. This is the first time we've created it. I'm gonna have to make it a little bit more dynamic than this eventually. But let's go into collision, set this to 3. And it doesn't actually work just yet. We still have to make code for it. So let's go into, let's do this in the jump and fall state. Those are the only two states I'm concerned with currently. It's also going to be needed in almost every state. It's going to be needed actually. Let's go into states.fall. What the hell? States.fall. Okay, so we're colliding with this object. If enter Twilight, so enter Twilight is going to be set to true, but it's actually not true. This gets returned, like this gets set to true, but we're not going to enter the Twilight. We're going to check which direction it went to, and I'm going to put it all in here, but eventually I'm going to put it somewhere else. Yeah, so let's do this. Change state to states.bounce. And over here, we're going to say, we want to check raycast collision. So we're going to say raycast dot, what did I call it? Area, check area? What did I call it? Check area direction. So raycast.check area direction. And I want to print this. I want to make sure it's printing the correct value. We're gonna go into the bounce state, and it's not gonna work, but hopefully the raycast direction prints correctly. Raycast direction. Oh my god. What the hell? Okay. So this is only happening in the fall state, so I go in. God damn, we have too many things running. Checking wall, returning right wall. Let's just remove all of that. Let's see, are there any print statements here? Okay, we actually are entering the bounce state, and the raycast direction is 0, -1. This is, yeah, it's perfect. Or wait, I don't want to speak too soon. There's still other edge cases we haven't accounted for. Let's see. Okay, so here. On the fall state, it's actually returning -1. Let me see. So here it's returning -1, and here it's also returning -1. So there's a problem there. Let me see. Check. Oh, wait. Raycast.set, raycast.isColliding. Raycast.set areas. It's colliding with areas now. And this is on collision mask 3, which is not what our player is on, but it might be what our wait a second. It might be what our player hitbox is on. And that's what's making it. No, it's not. Our player hitbox is on 1 and 5. So how is it colliding with... Wait, let me see something. And the other thing that's weird is that we're iterating through this first. So if anything, it should have, ran through this one and returned right rather than left. But yeah, it's returning left. Raycast direction. See here again. Yeah, on enter Twilight. Raycast.check area. Check area direction. And vector 2. Oh! I'm dumb. This is vector 2.up. Let me change this to 0 because this is screwing me over. Yeah, these are not returning anything. We're on collision mask 3, and in our temporary floor. Alright. Goddamn. In our room on area 2D. Wait, yeah, it sets it. This collision mask doesn't mean jack. 3 and 3. Twilight is this. Area 2D dot is colliding. Oh, let me see. Maybe I have to update these. Maybe that's what's wrong. Raycast dot is colliding. We'll say Raycast dot force raycast update. Raycast.force raycast update, and we want to do this everywhere. After we've set it to true is when we want to make sure that it updates. There we go. Okay, raycast direction. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm talking about. Where is our... Is it this one? I was recording some videos yesterday, so I kind of just... There we go. Also, the chat should have been here. Chat. And you know, I had another browser that was showing where who was watching, but it must have deleted itself somehow. Whatever. Okay, we got it to work. Cool. As you can see, don't know if you guys can see. Let me see. Where the hell is it? I just saw it. Closest. Wait a second. Come on. Raycast direction is. It's actually saying. We're getting closer, but it's wrong as well. This should be negative. So it might be like colliding with itself, if I had to guess. Collision mask 3. Let me see. This is on vector2.right, right? So print collider. I assume it's the player that it's colliding with. Oh, whoa. Collider is area. Wait a second. The collider is -27, -7, which is this area here. So it's actually correct, but the raycast that it's returning is vector2 dot. For raycast and right raycast, return vector2 dot right. Did I flip these? Here, let me see. No. Right raycast. You know, what's funny though is that like eventually getting vector2 dot right is actually the value that I do want, because we want it to bounce in the vector2 dot right direction, but currently that's not what I want. God damn it. Raycast direction is vector2 dot right here, and it's also okay. They're both returning vector2 dot right. Area 2D. Let me make sure. This is the area that it's colliding with. I want to see. Let's just make this twilight area. And let me make sure we don't run anything here. Yeah, okay. What the hell? We could grab the get direction 2. Get collider dot direction 2. But dude, why is it saying vector 2? Wait a second. Wait, no, I'm dumb. Vector2 dot right. Raycast direction. The collider is -27 or 27 -7, which is right. That is area 2D. Then the raycast direction is dude, this is tripping me out. Let me see. Collider 27 -7. I want to grab the parent name. I do want to make sure. Raycast direction is equal to raycast.check area connection direction. And then we get collider. Let me say .get name. Let me see this. Collider is 27. -7. Oh, not .get name, .get parent. We could say .get name if we want to. Collider decorate. No way. Okay, I think it works now. Wait, raycast direction says, it says -1 here. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. Try that again. Collider is Twilight, and... Dude, how the hell... So, it seems like... Maybe this is too slow? Let me see something. If we were to run this here, if we were to run the left raycast first, would it just return left? Yeah, now it's saying left. And then we go into the bounce state. Switching animation. It's very odd. Raycast.set collide with areas. Check area direction for raycast and left raycast. You know what I think we could do instead? Maybe this will solve the problem. No, I don't think it will. I was gonna say we can iterate through all of them simultaneously and like whichever one pops up first, but it seems like it doesn't matter which one is like it seems like it's probably the first raycast. God damn, this music is intense. What the hell is playing? Hollow Knight, Gods and Nightmares. trying to think if there's another solution to this. So, God damn it. I didn't check to see if like the right side would also return left. I assumed, and it's probably gonna happen. Wait a second. Dude, what the hell? Raycast direction -1, 0, which is right. And then this. Oh no, she. You know, wait, maybe I didn't update one of these values. Because now it's saying. God, oh my god. Let's go into this room. Just need to make a simple little thing to test this out. There's too much going on. Other collisions, I don't know if the other collisions are messing with me. Okay, so we jump in. It's kind of hard to... What's the mechanic? Here, I'll show you. So this is the... Yeah, I can show you a video. This is the mechanic in the early stages. So you can like dash into this thing, and control your movement while you're inside, and if you move out, it forces you to dash out. So yeah, dashing into it, dashing out of it is fine. The thing that we're working on now is forcing the player to bounce out if they aren't in the dash state. So like if you don't dash into it, you get forced out. And like originally how I handled most of these mechanics is that I made these objects like unique. But because I want to add this to the game a lot, I made it like there's no data on this object, so I need the player to handle information on it. And currently the only information that I can get is the player's direction, or like the player's collision with this object, and which arrows on the player. So basically which one of these arrows hit the blue box here. The only issue is that I'm having, I guess I think it's like syncing issues. Like these objects aren't in sync, and by the time the player is inside of this object, or like by the time I get any information, both of these raycasts are emitting true. So I can't get like a precise direction. Alright, let's test it out again. Let me see. Oh, and let me add a platform so that, because we only have this working in the idle state, or sorry, in the fall state. Okay, so, oh, no, that's the jump state. So in this, vector 2.right, that's true. And then on this side, vector 2.left. Oh, what? Dude, what the hell? You know what I think it is? Oh, okay, it was right to begin with. The problem that I was getting was that I don't have the player actually going into the bounce state. like we have the player. Well, yeah, technically the player goes into the bounce state, but there's no information that's ran. No actual functions that are ran. So I go from the bounce state to the fall state, and then once we're already in the fall state, we're already inside. And when we're inside, it just grabs whatever the first vector is, which is vector 2.left, and then it says, hey, we're on the left side now. So by the time this runs, once we enter the bounce state, we're already going to be shot out to the left side. And yeah, that was the problem. But yeah, that's the problem with writing games like this, is that you have to see it through before you realize what the problem is. But yeah, we got it. So now it's a matter of, we need to go into the bounce state, and currently what I do, like our bounce state currently is horrendous. We could either fix that today or maybe save that for tomorrow. We'll deal with this in sections. So we fixed the raycasts today. And tomorrow, I guess we could fix the bounce state, and the bounce state is going to take a hell of a long time, probably. Let me see. Let me actually see. We might actually, because the bounce state is, a lot of the time, the bounce state is manipulated by what object we're colliding with. But yeah, like there's so many edge cases. Sometimes it doesn't depend, like right now with this new object, it doesn't depend on the object, it depends on the player's raycast. So yeah, we'll have to see. Let me just make like a random bounce state function. It's gonna be very simple. It's just going to say here, like right now you can see here we say for object in collision queue, we grab like this is kind of ridiculous. This shouldn't be this long, or maybe it should be, but we're gonna have to deal with some other stuff. We have to put it in its own class or something. Also, Yusa Studios, thank you for the follow. We'll do something simple. We're gonna say if in so we have this new variable called what? In Twilight, is that what I call it? In Twilight or enter Twilight? Yeah, okay, so enter Twilight. And let me just make sure, enter Twilight. I want to see where we set this to false. I hope it's on exit state, which it seems like it is. That way, on exit bounce state, we can set it back to false. And it's also set to false on the exit of area 2Ds, which is... maybe it's fine. It's a little redundant, but it does help. So on the exit of Twilight and on the exit of collision, we say exit Twilight. Maybe I might want to get rid of that. I might want to, yeah. Exit Twilight is actually fine, but enter Twilight, we want to get rid of. I might deal with that tomorrow, though. All collisions we'll probably do tomorrow. I think that's a good game plan. So let's go back into our bounce. Manage bounce? Ooh. So yeah, we'll say... yeah, so we have this huge if statement. And we're going to say, for now... oh my god. Manage bounce specifically is for our springs. Let me go into enter state of our bounce. And we'll handle it here, and yeah, we'll mess with everything tomorrow. I don't want to deal with it today. It's just gonna be another can of worms. So let's see. We have if in spring we do manage bounce, and this is like for our bounce. I'm sorry, for our spring, and then either that or we enter bounce, and this is usually from, I assume this is, actually don't even know. Oh yeah. This is from our teleporters, and then we're gonna make another one. So let's do this. We'll say elif enter Twilight. So we definitely have to fix this tomorrow, and we're going to just run what our vector2.right was, whatever caused. We could say, let me see this. We could say, God damn it. Let me see here. We could run this check area direction again. It's a little, I wonder if it's redundant, because we could also just save this information, save whatever this vector was. But here, let's just do it, because we're going to rewrite this anyway. Let's just grab area direction, check area direction. And it's going to be the negative value of whatever this is. So, raycasts dot check area direction, and we're going to say motion.x is equal to this negative value, negative raycast area direction times, actually, just .x. Negative .x of this times our spring velocity. And we can make it whatever value we, like, we could do this. We could say it's equal to our max jump velocity. So, motion.y is equal to max jump velocity, and then check area direction .x times our spring, we're doing spring velocity times. This might be too crazy, but let's try it. Spring, technically this is a spring speed, not a velocity, but I can't complain. Okay, let me see here. What's going on? Okay, so there are a bunch of edge cases we didn't account for. One of those being, wait, this should be negative actually, I think. Spring velocity, I believe, is already negative. That's why it looks the way it does. Yeah, there we go. And the reason why we're jumping through and going to the right side sometimes is because we don't have it running on the jump state. It's only on the fall state. So sometimes, if we jump into it, we're already hitting vector2.right. So let's fix that. What we need to do is, and what we also want to make sure of is if enter twilight, once this happens, we want to set enter twilight to equal false. I'm not sure what all the edge cases are for making this equal to false. Maybe, I feel like maybe there should almost only be like one or two, and that's it. I'm gonna set it here, but yeah, there might be some other thing that I'm not thinking of. So let's go into our state logic. And just go into states.jump. And we're just gonna say if enter twilight, change state to states.jump. If this is the case on states.idle, forgot we're checking the direction when we enter the bound state, so it actually doesn't matter. Wait, what am I doing? Let's go to state logic. states dot fall. Yeah, we're checking the direction here, but it doesn't matter. We're doing it in the enter twilight state. So, run it again. And boom. Currently, we also want this to work on the idle state. I'm sorry, yeah, like whenever we hit the idle or move state so that it could work on the top and the bottom as well. Oh, whoa. That's kind of cool. Don't know why this happens, but it shouldn't. Okay, let's make this room actually, let's mess with, this area to here. So we could do, we can make some like wacky. Yeah, most of the time I think it's gonna look like a, like a square or something. But I want to see what would it look like if we just made something wacky like this. And then here, let me remove visible collision shapes. So yeah, you can see we bounce out. It's actually not perfect yet. Like, okay, the edge pieces, edges are fine. Also, you need to make sure this doesn't happen. But just make sure. Yeah, okay. It's just the floor that's messed up. It looks kind of bad at the moment, but over time I think it'll get better. All of this work just to make this, it's not even a better mechanic yet, but I think it was necessary. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here. Tomorrow we'll handle all of the collisions. It's still a lot of work to do, but we'll make some more. Actually, I'm trying to think. We'll handle all of the other edge cases. So like, the floor, the ceiling, making ourselves bounce downwards. As for, let me think. As for the mechanic itself, I wonder. We'll have to see. Alright. Let's call it there. I think we made a decent amount of work today. Art. Let's go for Art. Haven't heard from him in a while. Till next time, everybody. Goodbye. Oh, what? Bye.
Where on earth was I?